Hey guys! So I am back home for the summer. If you remember my vlogs from last summer, then you will definitely recognize this old setup. So what do I have for you guys today? Today I'm gonna be doing kind of like a reflection on just like everything that has happened freshman year of college. So first off, I just want to say that like freshman year for me overall has just been like pretty fantastic. Like it's definitely had its ups and downs, but overall I do remember it. I'm talking about it as if it's like happened like years ago. No, like I think of it generally as quite a fun experience, but there are a few things that I just like want to talk about, especially for those of you that are going to be coming both to just like college in general and also Stanford specifically. There's definitely a few things that I was really worried about before coming in for my freshman year that I want to reflect on now that I've just finished my freshman year. So first off, I'm going to start with classes. Fall quarter, I didn't really like think too much about the classes that I picked. Coming into Stanford, you're gonna see your like approaching Stanford forms, and they'll have you fill out like your rankings for two requirements that they have all freshmen do: the think requirement and the power requirement. Think is like, they call it thinking matters, and then power is like the freshman writing requirement. So most freshmen will probably just take like a power class that's 5 units and then a think class that's also 5 units. But they also have other options to fulfill them. You can do SLE or italic, and those two are residential experiences. So if you do those, you will live with your class, basically. So like, you'll live with all the other kids that are also doing that program. And there's also another option called ESF. So I did ESF, and it stands for Education as Self-Fashioning. Basically, instead of taking 2 5-unit classes, it has you take 1 7-unit class. And that happens in your fall quarter. So that's what I did. I ended up taking Chinese Traditions of the Self. I think it was ESF 9. Yeah, and basically you meet for class 4 times a week, and you meet with your professor just 1 out of those 4 times. 2 of the 4 times you meet with your writing instructor, and then the last time they invite guest lecturers in to like talk about their field of expertise. But yeah, so each week, for us it was on Tuesdays, you would meet with your professor and talk about that week's readings, and then for the 2 times that you would meet with your writing instructor, you would incorporate what you learned in the seminar into your writing. So we had 3 papers for the whole quarter. The first one was the rhetorical analysis, the second one was the texts in conversation, and then the third one was just like our final paper. Our RBA. Is that what it's called? A research-based analysis? Yeah, but that's like very Stanford specific. Okay, so other classes I took fall quarter, I took CS 106A, which is like the very like intro level programming class that you can take here. They do everything in Java. I think I definitely felt like the pressure to take a CS class here, or like to like consider it as a major coming in, because like while I did enjoy the class, like Mayron is just like a great professor all around. I don't regret taking the class, but I didn't do very well in it, and for some reason I like convinced myself to continue CS the next quarter, which was also a mistake. That was probably, yeah, that was a mistake. Taking it fall quarter was not a mistake per se, but taking it winter quarter was a mistake, because oh my gosh, CS 106B is just an entirely different battle, and I was not prepared for it. I did pretty bad. I think I will probably retake it at some point, but spring quarter I definitely did not want to have anything to do with CS, so I dropped that real fast. And then Fall quarter, I also took a creative writing class, which I really loved. What else happened fall quarter? Oh, I joined an acapella group fall quarter. Super fun. Definitely join an acapella group if you like singing. Because like in high school, I didn't really have that much time to like join a choir because my schedule was pretty full with like other classes that I was taking. So like when I got to college, I really wanted to like incorporate singing into like some part of my life there. And acapella groups put on like an Admit weekend show and also like O show, and I was just like captivated watching them, so I definitely like wanted to join a group. As some of you might have seen in one of my previous videos, Day in the Life of an Acapella Group, yes, I am in Counterpoint Acapella here at Stanford. That's the only all-female acapella group. We're also the second oldest acapella group on campus. As far as health and sleep go fall quarter, I was fine for like the first 4 weeks, and then I got really sick, and that lasted for like a couple more weeks. I was really sick for my CS midterm, but yeah, so fall quarter, I don't really know what happened. I think a lot of freshmen get sick fall quarter, just because it's like a change in environment and you're not really like used to taking care of yourself. But yeah, that was actually the only time I really got sick this year. I got sick briefly spring quarter, but that was just like 1 week. Sleep, I slept very well fall quarter. I slept way more than I did in high school. That was probably just because like my class schedule wasn't too bad. So for winter quarter, I took way too many classes. I took 20 units, which is the maximum amount of units you're allowed to take without petitioning, and that was definitely a mistake. Especially, okay, it wouldn't have been as bad. Like, a lot of kids will agree that not all units are created equal. That is for sure true. But I would still be very cautious about taking 20 units because what you imagine the workload to be in your head is definitely going to be pretty different from what it actually comes out to be. I decided to take CS 106B and Econ 1. Those were my two hardest classes by far at the same time. And on top of that, I also took Video Art 1, an intro sem called The Psychology of Stoked. I took a 2-unit conversational Mandarin class, and then I also took a 1-unit video production class that went to Lake Tahoe, and we filmed a documentary. So that was super fun. But so yeah, I definitely took way too many classes winter quarter. I slept like not that much. I was super stressed all the time. There was also stuff going on back home that was stressful. I don't know, winter quarter was rough, and ultimately my grades suffered. But like, I don't know, grades in college, I knew were like not gonna be, like, I knew that my grades would like not be as good as they were in high school, because in high school they kind of like don't let you fail, at least like at my school. Like, sure, you'd get a B maybe if you didn't try, but like they would never fail you. Like, it would be so hard to like actually fail a high school class. So like in college, like I knew that it would definitely be different. So yeah, I like wasn't heartbroken over having bad grades. I was just like, wow, okay, I really need to like reconsider like how I approach signing up for classes in the future and like what workload I'm capable of handling, stuff like that. So that's, yeah, I definitely learned a lot from winter quarter. Spring quarter, I therefore took a break from CS. I finally decided to take a math class. I took Math 51. The grades have not been posted yet for how we did on the final, so not sure how I did, but very difficult class. I took it mostly because a lot of majors, either they require it or it's like a prerequisite to other classes that they require. I also took a poetry class, which was hands down definitely by far my favorite class that I've taken at Stanford so far. And I took a 3-unit psychology class called Sleep and Dreams, and that was super fun. It's like known to be one of those classes at Stanford that you like have to take, because the professor that we had literally like, he founded sleep psychology as a field. I've definitely talked about this before, but like part of that class was like keeping an Excel spreadsheet of your daily sleep habits, and like part of our final project was to do a bunch of calculations based on that and then figure out your ultimate sleep debt for the 7 weeks that we were keeping track of this. And I actually ended up with a sleep debt of -1.5, meaning I had 1.5 extra hours of sleep than I was supposed to get. So that was really interesting, because like I thought I would be like, I don't know, like I thought I was doing well in terms of sleep spring quarter, but I didn't think I would actually like have extra sleep. Okay, and then as far as like friendships go, because that was really like one of my main concerns coming into college. Like, I don't know, I like didn't get assigned to an all-frosh dorm, which I'm like, in hindsight, I am more than grateful for the dorm that I did get assigned to. But at the time, I was just really worried about if I was gonna be able to make friends and like what the dorm community would even look like. But yeah, what I have to say on like making friends, like, I don't know, like I was able to find people that I like connected with and enjoyed hanging out with. What I do want to say though about friendships in college is that like, especially at a place where you're on the quarter system and you're gonna be taking extremely different classes every quarter, and you're gonna make friends in like all different settings, like both like in your dorm and outside of your dorm, and extracurriculars, in classes. Like, you're gonna have friends that are like all over. And the thing that I went in not really expecting was like, your friendships aren't static. Like, these relationships change over time, and that's like totally fine. Ultimately, there's just so many factors when it comes to these relationships that aren't really in your control. So rather than like being sad about like becoming distant from some of your friends, just like, I think I really should have like thought of it as more of an opportunity to like cultivate other relationships that might not have been so present in my life at that time. So yeah, what I'm trying to like, I'm not really sure how to express this, but basically like friendships in general in college, they're different from high school, because high school you see the same people every single day and that kind of just defines who you're friends with. But in college, like, it like goes like in a very, there's a very like cyclical nature about it, where like sometimes like this group of friends will be in your life, and then sometimes you'll like not be hanging out with them all the time, but then other friends will like re-emerge in your life, and it'll just be like this whole like thing, and that's just like how it is. And I don't know, in hindsight, like, I just wish I had like been more open to that initially, instead of just like closing my mind to like just being friends with like these people and like that's it for like forever, you know? So yeah, that's what I'll say about friendships. As far as staying friends with my high school friends, I know that was also something I was concerned about. But yeah, it was also kind of complex in that I did keep in touch with some of my close friends. We like talked a lot fall quarter, and then not so much winter quarter, and then once they got out of school, because semester system kids get out of school way earlier than we do, then we started talking again like the later part of spring quarter, and then I was really sad that I couldn't be home yet. So yeah, I think I kept in touch with a good amount of my high school friends. There are definitely people that I'm pretty close with and I didn't keep in touch with as much, and that's probably just like the nature of our friendship. I don't know, I feel like some friendships require a lot more active talking while other friendships just like don't. And then like you come home over winter break and like summer break and everything's just like still good and as it was, you know? So yeah, I don't really know what else I should be covering in this. I think it was pretty comprehensive. I think I've been talking for way too long, so I'll leave it at that. This year has been good. Yeah, as far as new videos, I have one in the works right now. Speaking of high school friends, they will be making a reappearance in this video. I'm super excited about it, so definitely keep your eyes wide open for that. And yeah, this is where I'm gonna end this, I guess. All right.